WSU students are back from spring break, but this time with no mask mandate in place. We spoke to some students about how they feel about returning to class maskless.
And changes may be coming to WSU parking permits. Find out how it could affect your wallet coming up later in the show.
Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Chris Mitchell.
And I'm Jackie Smith. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
As students came back from spring break, they did so without masks as the mandate is no longer in action. Our reporter Connor McAvoy spoke to students about the change to campus life.
Thanks, guys. Well, WSU has officially ended their mask mandate in accordance with Governor Inslee's law for the entire state of Washington. So buildings like this right behind me, the Comp Union building right behind me here, will be able to have students walking in with masks on, or without masks on, without masks on. The mandate has ended. I spoke with various students across campus today to get their takes on what they feel about the mask mandate and how it's come to effect with them and their reaction to it ending overall.
Personally, I'm kind of happy about it. As now the COVID rates are going down here in our state, so I don't feel it's a problem anymore.
In speaking with WSU spokesperson Phil Weiler, he had said once the mandate for the state had been announced to have ended, that the university will follow suit, and it has in fact ended. And follow suit and went through with that. This is the second day in a row after spring break that students have been able to go across campus without having to wear masks in indoor spaces. Reporting live in Pullman, I'm Connor McAvoy, Murrow News 8. Back to you guys at the desk.
The Washington State Department of Health held a briefing last week on the state's latest COVID trends in response to the pandemic. At the briefing, the Secretary of Health spoke of the slowing pace of the pandemic in Washington.
That we are seeing a trajectory of our cases on the decline. We certainly are seeing hospitalizations also decreasing as well.
Shaw also spoke about respecting people who choose to continue wearing masks and to respect any regulations that businesses or communities may put in place. The Department of Health also released its Washington Forward Plan to outline the next phase of the state's COVID response. Some takeaways from the plan are to continue making vaccines and tests available and accessible to Washingtonians, providing support to healthcare facilities by maintaining PPE supplies and monitoring COVID trends to keep the public informed of the state of the pandemic in Washington.
WSU System President Kirk Schultz recently wrapped up the State of the University address from WSU's Tri-Cities campus. This was the first State of the University address under Kirk Schultz that he gave away from the Pullman campus. He spoke about WSU as a system and the role of each campus's chancellors before talking about what his first priority was moving forward.
Three areas that I want to be able to focus some efforts on. The first is around strategic planning and really thinking about where can we take the WSU system in the future.
The other two things President Schultz highlighted were to engage in policy issues and to do more traveling as a part of a 10-year marketing campaign for the university.
Ya Nicky's has opened its third location in Pullman, this time right here on the WSU campus. According to Pullman Radio, the Greek restaurant is now open inside the Compton Union building on campus. Its first location opened on South Grid Avenue in Pullman last year. It is open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on the weekdays and 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays. I'm definitely going to have to get me some Greek food. I actually haven't had Ya Nicky's yet, so this is the perfect opportunity.
Me either. I didn't know they had 3 locations now. But spring is officially here, and Pullman has seen some snow and rain this week.
Alex McCallum will have the forecast coming up and whether we can expect more spring-like weather.
It's okay to be scared. You don't have to be so strong.
Strength is not optional. This is my mother, my purpose. Real muscle is lifting her spirits between bedpans and bad news from doctors that doubt her strength. Strength is buried in bills, managing meds, and swallowing those moments of, Mom, it's me, your daughter. Remember? My strength is super, but I'm still human, right?
Look who's here. There she is. Hey, thanks for your patience.
How you feel?
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community, or call 1-877-333-5885.
WSU Parking and Transportation is looking for public opinion on a proposed increase of the price of parking permits. The proposal would increase the cost of permits by 30% over the next 3 years. The proposal would start on July 1st and is expected to supply $14 million to the organization. It would go towards the repairing of parking facilities in addition to making up lost revenue lost due to the pandemic. It will also have changes to zoning with an emphasis on creating more parking for people on campus. And in the proposal, transportation services functions as a self-supported auxiliary facility, meaning they do not get any federal or grant money. Comments are currently open and will be open through March 28th, and they can be submitted by email to transportation@wsu.edu, which is at the bottom of your screen.
I remember when that groundhog said there was going to be about 6 more weeks of winter, but based on what I've been seeing outside, he might have been wrong. Alex, can you tell me if the temperatures are staying up and going up?
Hey Jackie, we are starting to see some of that pretty typical March weather here on the Palouse. Today we have a high of 54 and a low of 40 degrees. Pretty cloudy, pretty overcast, but not too unusual for March. And looking at tomorrow's forecast, the sky is going to open up a little bit for some of that sunshine. It's going to be sunnier than it is today. We have a high of 63 and a low of 39. But later on in the evening, the clouds are going to roll back in. There will be about a 20% chance of rain and gusts of wind up to 23 miles per hour. Let's take a look at the state map. Over here on the west side, my parents are getting some of that similar weather in Seattle as we're getting here in Pullman, mid to 50s to low 60s and cloudy skies. Over here in Yakima and in the Tri-Cities, they're getting some of that warmer weather, low 60s, 64 in both cities actually. So they're a day ahead of us on that better weather. Spokane is also getting some of the similar weather to Pullman. Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. Again, pretty similar throughout the week, mid 50s to low 60s, sunshine, clouds, and rain. Thanks, guys. That's all I have. Back to you at the desk.
WSU baseball fans will have more beverage options at the games this season. We'll have more of that story coming up next in sports.
I'm Riley with today's sports. WSU's men's basketball squares off against BYU tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at the Marriott Center to continue the NIT tournament. A trip to the NIT semifinals at Madison Square Garden in New York City is at stake for the Cougs tomorrow. The number 4 seeded Washington State Cougs take on number 2 seeded BYU Cougars. WSU earned their spot after their win over SMU on Sunday, where they beat the Mustangs 75-63. WSU baseball is in the midst of 8 straight games away from Bailey Brayton Field at home. Their first pitch tomorrow is set up for 6 p.m. in Santa Clara. The Cougars start this week with a 9-10 overall record and a 1-5 in the Pac-12 conference play. They'll stay in California for a weekend series against Stanford beginning on Friday. Following that, WSU will head to Provo, Utah for a Tuesday matchup against BYU. The pandemic put a halt on the sale of alcoholic beverages at WSU athletic games, but that's come to an end now. Murrow News 8 reporter Vasily Varlamos has the story.
If you enjoy Coug games and beer, well, there's some great news. The Coug Den is offering alcoholic beverages in specific areas at both Cougar basketball and baseball games.
I think it'll be nice to be able to sit back and relax and watch the game while consuming a drink.
Beverages will be available to purchase in sections of both Beasley Coliseum and Bailey Brayton Stadium. The Coug Den offers various beers, wines, and seltzers to any fan wishing to enjoy alcohol at a game.
The WSU Coug Den is the first time Wazoo has allowed alcohol at events, allowing fans to drink and enjoy the game at the same time.
We were able to go get drinks and then walk up, and it was with a bunch of people who were having their drink of choice, which was beer or wine, and we all kind of just hung out. It was kind of a mix of locals and like older people as well as students.
While the basketball season may be coming to a close, there's still hope for an NIT berth and possible upcoming home Cougar basketball games this season. Baseball, however, opens their season Friday.
I think it was really fun, especially when it's hot outside. It'll be fun drinking and just watching the Cougs.
The Cougar baseball team's first home series is this weekend against the 4th-ranked Oregon State Beavers. First pitch is Friday at 3:05 p.m. When Bailey Brayton opens its gates, Coug fans can look forward to having a drink in the sun and watching their favorite team on the diamond. For Murrow News 8, I'm Vasily Varlamos.
I think it's so awesome that it's opening back up again. I'm only 20, so I can't really drink any alcoholic beverages, but they keep them open. I'll definitely be back as an alumni.
I'm super excited to experience that as well.
Yeah, it was really fun at the basketball game, so it'll be cool to see it outside. And children can get scrubbed in alongside veterinary students to assist with surgery, but maybe not in the way you'd expect. We'll have more on that when Murrow News 8 comes back. Oh, I fumbled that.
Days. Months.
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
Years.
I'd like to give you this.
A lifetime. Can rush by without realizing what we're missing. We lose some of the best moments, some that may never repeat.
Come on.
Or detach from people around us. Our loved ones grow used to this pattern. But it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. It's never too late to live a full life again. Hear how many of us Vietnam veterans have managed our mental health and reconnected with our families. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
The University of Idaho will officially launch its campus food robots tomorrow. Idaho Eats has teamed up with Starship Technologies to offer robot food delivery to students within 4 miles of campus. And to kick off the robot servers, there will be a robot launch party tomorrow from 11 to 1 in the iSub Plaza.
The WSU Veterinary Teaching Hospital will be hosting a teddy bear surgery clinic April 2nd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Children can bring in their favorite stuffed animals and they will get scrubbed in with the vet students and assist in surgery. The clinic is part of the teaching hospital's open house, which will also feature a 5K run, an anatomically painted cow, and other events.
Man, I don't know if there's an age limit, but I might bring in a Squishmallow, my avocado one, just to make sure it doesn't turn into guacamole.
It kind of sounds like Build-A-Bear Workshop kind of thing. Could be fun. Thanks for watching. If you've missed anything in this or any of our previous newscasts, you could always watch us on our YouTube channel.
More news can be found at nwpb.org/MN8, and you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a great night.